Oh, you haven't got the sniffles, have you?
Oh.
I can't afford to be getting ill.
And if I had, would I come in?
This weekend, you ruined my plans.
Would I come in? Yeah.
Well, according to the latest research, 1 in 4 employers have seen an increase in staff being off sick compared to a year ago. In the meantime,
they all want to work from home. The sick rate's going up. Does anybody want to work in this country at all anymore?
You know what it is, though? During COVID,
they get off
we
of
all
it. That's
became
what it is.
Germaphobes. We were all taught if you had the slightest temperature, whatever it was, don't come in because it's antisocial. And I do think it's hard to get rid of that mindset. Because if you've got flu, you know, should you be coming to work? I'd be a bit annoyed if you were sneezing over me and ruining my plans.
Would you indeed? Yeah. What would you do on your own? If I wasn't here, what would you do? I suggest you would flounder. That's what I would suggest would happen. You'd be texting me saying, Emo, please come in, please.
What would you do if I was throwing up?
I'd be lost.
Yeah,
I'd be lost. I'd say, throw up, put a bucket beside you and just be here anyway.
Good. OK, well, we'll do that next time.
Anyway, so why are we seeing more people calling in sick before? Because they're all dodgers, that's why. And is it selfish to come to work when you feel I've got a bit of a temperature, can't come into work?
Well, joining us now are Nichi Hodgson, the author and broadcaster, who believes it's not OK to come into work if you're not feeling good.
So I'm with Nichi then on this one.
I think I'm with Nichi.
Well, and then there's that Dawn. She should start a fight in an empty room, that Dawn Neesom. Dawn Neesom says, you just need to... Wait a minute, I can't work out who we're for or against here. Dawn
says... For goodness sake, Dawn says the same as you, they're all...
Get on with it. So I'm not on Nichi's side then? All right, we're not on your side, Nichi, then. Right, so how would you defend, people, the least bit of illness and they're off?
Well, the main thing is, we often talk about the loss to the UK economy from sick days. And that's obviously to do with people who are sick, who then make other people sick. So if you are the one person that's ill and you don't go into the office, you would actually reduce the overall sick bill of the British economy. You'd be saving employers money because, again, if you make some of your team sick, more people are off, less work gets done, there's more time pressure on the business. And then there's just the moral responsibility. Maybe someone's got caring responsibilities and they've got an elderly relative who, if you make them sick, they make the elderly relative sick, they end up in hospital. You never know who somebody's looking after. And then things like, what if someone's getting married on the weekend and you make them sick and they're poorly for their wedding? It just goes on and on, the ramifications of you not taking care of yourself. I mean, the bottom line is that actually, financially, it's more responsible to stay off than to go in.
That's a pretty strong argument from where I'm sitting.
Oh, hello.
Hello, you didn't hear me. Sorry, I was just saying that I think that was a pretty good argument. You got to combat that.
Dawn, before we go any further, why have you got bicycles hanging from the ceiling for? Is that like Art Deco or what is that?
No, they're actually bicycles for cycling, which is actually part of my argument here. I think Isabel hit the nail on the head earlier on when she said during the pandemic, the government are infantilized us so much that, you can't go to work, you have to do what we say with your health. I think we've all become now so blaming everybody else. I mean, we don't take responsibility for our own health, our own decisions. It's always the government's fault, it's the supermarket's fault, it's fast food shops' fault, it's always somebody else's fault, rather than taking responsibility for our own health. And, there are 2.6 million people now who are on sick leave. Now, do we believe every single one of them is actually really incapable of going to work? I don't. We all know at least one person who swings the lead, as we used to call it. And Eamon, there's one person sitting in that studio, and that's you, who go to work, even though, you are often in pain and you struggle, but you go to work. So why are most people not going to work these days? I think the pandemic had...
Dawn, the biggest cure for sickness is self-employment. When you're self-employed... you don't get paid if you don't turn up. So Nichi, I put that to you. You'll find a massive difference between people who are on staff jobs who can take sick time and people who are self-employed and can't take sick time.
Absolutely. And I've been self-employed for maybe, 10, 15 years. So again, if somebody who's on PAYE makes me ill and I literally don't get paid because they've given me their virus, it's not going to be good for employer morale, is it? If you know somebody's actually come in, made you poorly, you don't get paid, or you miss events, family things, whatever, that affect your life and your livelihood, it's not going to be good for the team. So again, as a manager, it's good to keep one person who's sick at home, because if everybody starts falling out, accusing each other of making each other poorly, then it's not going to be good for business.
Okay. Well, I'd say to you, we have to end it there, guys. I'm sorry, short of time there, but your health is your wealth, and don't abuse it. Nourish it, cherish it, and when you really are sick, you'll know all about it. But I get, thanks, guys. Thank you.